Imagine yourself sitting in a dimly lit room, the air thick with anticipation, as if you are right there in the bustling streets of Mumbai, India, where ambition and secrets collide in the most unexpected ways. Today, I am going to take you through a story that gripped an entire nation, a tale of deception, betrayal, and a disappearance that unraveled into something far darker. This is the true account of what happened to a young woman named Sheena Bora, drawn from police investigations, court records, and witness testimonies. Remember, this is based on real events, with an ongoing legal process that continues to unfold even now, in 2025. Let us start at the beginning, back in the early 2000s, when a woman named Indrani Mukerjea rose to prominence in the glittering world of Indian media. Indrani was the picture of success, a high-powered executive who co-founded a major television network, living a life of luxury with her husband, Peter Mukerjea, a former media mogul himself. They were the power couple of Mumbai, attending lavish parties, rubbing shoulders with celebrities, and building an empire. But behind the facade of glamour, there were whispers of family tensions, hidden resentments that simmered just below the surface. Indrani had a complicated family background. She came from a modest upbringing in the northeastern part of India, but she reinvented herself in the big city. She had been married before, to a man named Sanjeev Kanu, with whom she shared a daughter named Vidhi. After their divorce, Indrani married Peter and blended their families. Peter had a son from his previous marriage, a young man named Rahul, who was charming, ambitious, and deeply involved in the family's social circle. Then there was Sheena, whom Indrani introduced to everyone as her younger sister. Sheena was 24 years old in 2012, a bright and independent woman working as an assistant manager for a metro rail project in Mumbai. She had moved to the city years earlier, eager to make her own mark, and she shared a close bond with Rahul. In fact, the two had fallen in love, their relationship blossoming amidst the chaos of city life, filled with stolen moments and dreams of a future together. But not everyone was happy about this romance. Indrani, it seemed, disapproved strongly. She viewed Rahul as family, almost like a stepson to Sheena in her eyes, and she made her feelings known through heated arguments and controlling demands. Financial matters added fuel to the fire. Sheena had received money from Indrani over the years, funds that were meant for her education and living expenses, but disputes arose over how it was being used. Emails and messages exchanged between Sheena and Rahul painted a picture of growing strain, with Sheena feeling pressured and misunderstood by Indrani. You can almost feel the tension building, as if you are eavesdropping on those private conversations in their upscale apartment, the words hanging heavy in the air, like unspoken threats. On the evening of April 24, 2012, Sheena's life took a fateful turn. Picture this. You are there in the humid Mumbai night, the streets alive with honking cars and flickering lights. Sheena had resigned from her job that day, telling colleagues she was heading to the United States for further studies, a new chapter full of promise. Indrani invited her out, suggesting they meet to discuss things one last time. Sheena agreed, perhaps hoping to mend fences or at least part on better terms. Indrani arrived in a car driven by her trusted employee, Shambar Ray, a quiet man who had been with the family for years. Also in the vehicle was Sanjeev Kanu, Indrani's ex-husband, who had flown in from another city just for this meeting. They picked up Sheena, and what was supposed to be a simple dinner outing quickly descended into something unimaginable. As you sit here with me, imagine being crammed in that car, the engine humming softly as they drove through the shadowy lanes of Bandra, a posh neighborhood lined with high-rises and hidden alleys. The conversation started cordially, but soon turned heated. According to later confessions, Indrani and Sanjeev confronted Sheena about her relationship with Rahul and the money issues. Sheena fought back, defending her choices, her voice rising in frustration. Then, in a moment of chaos, things escalated beyond repair. Sanjeev allegedly grabbed Sheena from behind, restraining her, as Indrani joined in, the struggle intense and desperate. Sheena's life was taken right there in the back seat, strangled in a fit of rage that left the car silent except for the sound of labored breathing. But the nightmare did not end. With Sheena's body slumped lifelessly, they propped her up to make it look like she was sleeping, avoiding suspicion if stopped by police. They drove out of the city, into the dark forests of Raigad district, about 2 hours away, where the trees loomed like silent witnesses. There, in a secluded spot, they doused the body with petrol and set it ablaze, the flames crackling in the night, consuming evidence as the group watched in grim silence. Afterward, they scattered the remains and returned to Mumbai, as if nothing had happened. Indrani even sent messages from Sheena's phone to Rahul and others, claiming she had broken up with him and left for America, a cruel fabrication to cover their tracks. For 3 years, Sheena's disappearance went unnoticed by authorities. Rahul searched desperately, filing reports and pleading with Indrani for answers, but she insisted Sheena was fine abroad, perhaps starting anew. You can sense his heartache, pacing in his room late at night, staring at old photos, wondering why she vanished so completely. Meanwhile, charred remains were discovered by villagers in May 2012, but with no identification. The case went cold, the bones stored away in a police evidence room. Everything changed in August 2015. Feel the shift in the room, the sudden intensity as patterns emerge even in chaos. Mumbai police arrested Shanvar Ray on an unrelated weapons charge. Under interrogation, he cracked, spilling the entire story in vivid detail, his words unlocking a Pandora's box of secrets. He described the planning, how Indrani had scouted the disposal site days earlier, bought petrol, and orchestrated the whole thing. Police exhumed the remains from 2012, and forensic tests, including DNA analysis, confirmed they belonged to Sheena. Call records, emails, and financial trails corroborated the motive: disputes over money. Indrani had transferred to an account in Sheena's name abroad, funds possibly siphoned from her company. Indrani was arrested on August 25, 2015, followed by Sanjeev and eventually Peter, accused of conspiracy and financial misconduct. The media frenzy was unrelenting, headlines screaming about the high society murder, as if you were flipping through newspapers in a crowded cafe, shocked by each revelation. Indrani and Peter even claimed Sheena was alive, perhaps hiding in Kashmir or the United States, a desperate bid that only deepened the mystery. But evidence mounted. Ray turned approver, testifying against them in exchange for leniency. The legal battle has been protracted and dramatic. Charged under India's penal code for murder, kidnapping, and destroying evidence, the accused spent years in custody. Peter received bail in 2020, Indrani in 2022 after the High Court noted the slow pace of the trial, with hundreds of witnesses still pending. Sanjeev was also bailed earlier. As of September 18, 2025, the trial continues in a Mumbai court, with recent developments including the resumption of hearings in March, after a 4-month delay due to a judge transfer. The Central Bureau of Investigation, which took over the case, dropped 65 witnesses in May, including Peter's former wife, to expedite proceedings. In April, a key Panch witness testified about the recovery of evidence, though his memory was hazy. The Supreme Court in February rejected Indrani's plea to travel abroad, citing risks, and directed the trial to conclude within a year. Vivi, Indrani's younger daughter, was added to the witness list in March, and in early September, she took the stand as a key witness. During her testimony, she initially claimed her statement to the Central Bureau of Investigation was forged, but later reversed that position, confirming the agency did indeed record it. She also stated that she does not stand by her previous statements, mentioned selling luxury shoes as a side hustle while studying in the United Kingdom, and claimed Sheena was seen alive with Rahul 2 days after the alleged murder date. Additionally, a police officer admitted in court that mandatory procedures were ignored during Indrani's arrest. No final verdict has been reached, leaving the outcome hanging like a shadow over all involved. And now, as we reach the heart of this twisted tale, brace yourself for the revelation that shocked everyone, the plot twist that turned this from a sibling rivalry gone wrong into something profoundly darker. Sheena was not Indrani's sister at all. She was her daughter, born from Indrani's earlier life, hidden away and raised by grandparents to protect Indrani's image and age from scrutiny in her new world. Indrani had introduced Sheena and her brother Nikhil as siblings to conceal the truth, a web of lies that unraveled only after the murder. This secret, buried for years, transformed the motive into something even more chilling, a mother's ultimate betrayal of her own child over disapproval, money, and fear of exposure.